So the Y262 report was the Waitangi Tribunal's first whole of government report. The tribunal looked at, among other things, who owns and controls Mātauranga Māori, so Māori traditional knowledge, but also Māori ways of knowing, and taonga species, so our indigenous flora and fauna. The tribunal found that the Treaty of Waitangi guarantees tino rangatiratanga over taonga species for Māori, and that requires the Crown to recognise and protect the kaitiaki relationships that Māori hold with taonga species and Mātauranga Māori. Currently, there's no explicit protection for Māori rights and interests under the treaty in the Plant Variety Rights Act. So one of our objectives in this review is to advise ministers on how we can provide recognition and protection of kaitiaki relationships in the way that we grant plant variety rights in New Zealand. The Waitangi Tribunal's recommendation in the Y262 report are our starting point for thinking about how we do that. So the Tribunal's main recommendation was that the Commissioner of Plant Variety Rights, the person who decides whether plant variety rights should be granted, be allowed to refuse a grant of plant variety rights if kaitiaki relationships with taonga species would be affected. So to assist the Commissioner, the Tribunal also recommended that a Māori Advisory Committee provide advice to the Commissioner on issues relating to kaitiaki relationships. The Tribunal also endorsed two government policy proposals from the early 2000s. These were to, firstly, allow the Commissioner to refuse a proposed plant variety name if it would offend a significant section of the community, which includes Māori, and to clarify the level of human input that is required to develop a plant variety eligible for protection. Well, throughout our pre-consultation engagement process, we've been encouraged to not limit the discussion of Treaty of Waitangi considerations to the Y262 recommendations. And we're really keen to hear about any and all issues as part of our consultation process and the wider review. One example that we've heard about is accessibility of information about taonga plant species in the Plant Variety Rights Register. So for example, Māori plant names aren't used on the register, which makes it difficult for kaitiaki to find out whether varieties of taonga species are protected by plant variety rights. At this stage of the review, we're holding regional hui across the country to discuss the issues with you, kanohi ki te kanohi. You can find out the details for them on this page. If you can't make it to our hui, we're happy to hear your views via Skype or over the phone. You can also provide a written submission. We're also keen to hear about how you think we should engage at the next stage of the review, where we'll be looking at options for change. If you've got queries about how to submit or ideas for our future engagement, you can get in touch with us on the email below.